everybody, Tom Vasel here, and today we're talking about adventure games. And in this I mean a game that gives you a sense of adventure, like almost an adventure movie. Whether the, Indiana Jones or The Mummy or things like that, where you're going out and you're seeking and finding adventure. Now there's a good chance that this adventure in board gaming happens in a fantasy setting, but it is not necessarily the case, and there's certainly room for adventure games. I haven't played every game out there that's very adventure oriented. Some of them are too long, honestly, but there's many great ones out there, so here we go. Number 10 is Runebound, 3rd edition. Now, Runebound has been an adventure game since the very first edition, and this game is the very essence of, hey, a dragon's destroying the land, and you need to go out and find and defeat that dragon or monster or whatever it is, and doing so you're coming across stuff, going and buying weapons, getting people to join you. Runebound 2nd edition and 3rd edition have very different feels between them. I like the 3rd edition better. The game is not so much of an interactive game with other players. You're more interacting with the game itself and just going out, but it does have that sense of, hey, what's going to happen next? Oh, look what I found here. Now I will go over here on my quest and things like that, and it brings a lot of fun to the genre. Number 9 is Adventurers, Temple of Shock. Well, there's actually 2 Adventurers game. And the Pyramid of Horus is the other one, and both could fit in this category. Adventures in the very title itself, but this is a game that brings Indiana Jones to life. In the Temple of Shock, players are basically running out of a temple that has a boulder chasing after them. Sound familiar? The boulder is chasing them, walls are closing in, they're jumping over lava pits, leaping over a waterfall on a rickety bridge that could fall at any moment, grabbing treasures from walls and picking them off the floors and just looking for treasure wherever they could, but always staying one step ahead of that boulder. In the Pyramid of Horus, the pyramid is slowly collapsing while mummies are coming after you. These really give a good feel. They're fun. They're very, very light. I love to see these games reprinted. But for me, an easy one to add to the list. Number 8 is Mice and Mystics from Plaid Hat Games. Now, Mice and Mystics brings Redwall to life to some degree, where the mice are heroes and they're fighting against cockroaches and rats and different things. Or I guess in the story itself, they're humans who were changed into mice, but that human part becoming mice almost disappears right away, and it's all about the mice for the rest of the game. This is a great game for kids, too, with their parents. It's a cooperative game. You're working together and has beautiful miniatures, a very simple system, and a really, really great story. And each expansion adds more to that story, and so kids will really like all that this game entails. That's Mice and Mystics. Number 7 is Lost Valley. Now, this is one of the games that the adventure here is kind of realistic. It has nothing to do with fantasy. It's just going out and finding gold. But as you go out and find that gold, it's kind of like this, ooh, I went out here and I found some gold over here. I shot at a rattlesnake, and then this guy came and stole my gold, and I staked my claim on this mine. When I left, someone else came and got it, or I did some different things here. And it just has a sense of adventure and discovery as you go out and, ooh, I found this, and I did this, and I discovered this cave with gold in it. And very simple, turns are very quick. It's a pretty solid game. A lot of fun, brings that old Western flavor adventure, and that is Lost Valley. Number 6 is Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe from Portal Games is Robinson Crusoe in a box, but it's also Swiss Family Robinson. It's also Attack of the Cannibal Pygmies Part 6. It's really a box full of all different adventures. There's several scenarios in the box, and each one invokes a different I'm trapped on an island in the middle of nowhere thing. So whether it's just survival like Robinson Crusoe, or whether it's fight off the pirates, or hunt for cannibals. They even have a scenario that you can get online that works easily with the game with King Kong. And each time there's just the way that this game is set up, where you will find different things as you go out and discover them, and then those things will come up to maybe haunt you later, or you'll have to deal with that later. It's really entertaining and cool. Really love this game. Robinson Crusoe. Number 5 is Tales of Arabian Nights. This is based on the book Tales of Arabian Nights, and this game is a straight story style game. In this game, and the game is very loosely based here, that there's even a game involved, but you are going out and having adventures in ancient Persia, and as you go around and find things, each time you find something in this game, you have about 7, 8 choices that you can make, and those choices, well, you have no idea what's going to happen, and each time a choice might have a very different result. You meet somebody who's begging and you decide to beat them down, or you decide to steal from them, or you decide to befriend them, or you decide to fall in love with them, or whatever it might be. All kinds of weird things with all kinds of strange results. It's like a giant choose-your-own adventure book, and it really comes to life. The writing is excellently done. Each time you play, different things are going to happen. There's a little bit of luck involved. Okay, there's a lot of luck as you don't know where you're going. But when I'm done playing the game, we're like, hey, remember that one time when this and this happened in the game? A great adventure game, Tales of Arabian Nights. Number 4 is Descent 2, Journeys in the Dark. Now, this is a dungeon crawl, and I did not put many dungeon crawls on my list because not every dungeon crawl has the feeling of adventure, so just kick the door down and fight monsters. Descent 2, which was Descent 1 was pretty much like Descent, the second edition, really kind of changed that. There's a very strong story that goes through the game, and every time it's not just go in and kill every monster. Sometimes it's free prisoners, sometimes it's stopping people from destroying crops. There's all sorts of interesting things, and it just has a sense of adventure, and as you're getting stronger and cooler and getting more stuff as time goes by, it feels like a great fantasy story in a box, and there is so much of it. On my shelf over here, you can only see part of it, but I have all the Descent expansions and things, and there's just more and more and more, and every time I play the game, we just have a blast, and again, a very strong narrative story that comes out of it. Descent, second edition. Number 3 is Eldritch Horror. Eldritch Horror is a game based on, well, Arkham Horror and the Cthulhu mythos. Now, Cthulhu is a strong story background, and there's a lot of games that use it. I like the way Eldritch Horror does it the best because the horror background is there, but it's almost kind of a sideline to the adventure. You're going all over the world and you're fighting a giant spider. You're fighting Cthulhu himself. You're just going and seeking for clues to figure out this mystery. And because the game has the way it's set up is each monster you're fighting, whether it's Cthulhu or Yig or whichever one of these big giant great old ones that you're fighting, they will have a storyline that like permeates through everything else. You go here, you'll find a clue. There's a cool story here, and it has that sense of adventure and go around and find things, and a kind of a mix of Indiana Jones and some pretty, horrific things. But I think the horror is tempered by that adventure feeling, which makes me like the game that much. That's Eldritch Horror. Number 2 is Duel of Ages 2. This game takes place in the future. Some aliens are coming to destroy Earth, but there's this giant entity on Earth who wants to fight against the aliens, does not know how to fight. So this entity creates a battle arena and brings the greatest heroes from Earth's history to fight so that this entity can watch the combat tactics and learn how to fight these incoming aliens. That is just a premise for a silly game in which you can take Kit Carson and some robot from the future and someone from ancient times and a dragon against other people, and you have all these people throughout history, both past, present, and future, with weapons. They might have a skateboard, they might have a flamethrower, they might have grenades, they might have Robin Hood's bow and arrow, or a musket, and they're fighting each other and going around and doing things. And as you play this game and turn over cards and things, it's just this adventure here and do this and all sorts of unusual things, from bombing runs to bowling. I mean, it just sounds really weird, but when I'm done with it, it's like, yeah, that was great. That was a true super fun adventure game. And finally, my number 1 is a new game that came out last year, and that is Time Stories. Now, so far I've played 2 modules for Time Stories. Each Time Story is a module. The first one, it comes with the game, and it is, well, actually both of them were a bit horror type themed, although the next one is fantasy, the one after that is Egyptian. But when you go here, it's essentially Groundhog Day. You're from the future, you're going into this scenario in the past, and you do things, and eventually, whoop, you're pulled back to the future again. Then go try it again, but this time don't make as many mistakes as the first time. And the experiences I had of Time Story are some of the best I've ever had. It's very cinematic as you go through it. It's like, ooh, wow, look at that, cool, neat movie. And I just have had such a fun time doing it, and each time it's like, all right, what's going to happen now? What's the adventure going to be like? Oh, okay, no, make sure we avoid that person. And I've always liked the idea of Groundhog Day and that rewinding, and this game does it well, but also has that sense of discovery and excitement, and the artwork is phenomenal. It is a really well done, put together game, and every time I get out Time Stories, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen next. So folks, those are my top 10 adventure games. What are yours? Show them in the comments. Tell me what you think is a fun adventure game. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.